The Major Sea Transit Agreement between Turkey, Ukraine, and Russia allows the free passage of Ukrainian grain and other exports from Black Sea ports to global markets. International figures also show that 64% of wheat exported through the Black Sea Grain Initiative goes to developing countries. The United Nations World Food Programme also ships wheat from Black Sea ports. Non-resident ambassador of Ukraine to the Bahamas explains why extending the agreement is so important.
So far, we see no indications from Moscow that Moscow is ready to extend the deal. Who will suffer in the first place? I mean, countries that so much depend on import of grain and other food. So I think that if Moscow does not agree to extend the grain deal, that will be only to the detriment of many countries that are either already experiencing hunger or on the brink of hunger.
The talks also come as the Ukrainian president attended a NATO summit on Tuesday, where the alliance will send a united signal on Ukraine's path to membership.
The issues on their menu are of continental and transatlantic importance. It's not just about Ukraine or about Sweden. Another issue that is so dear to the Ukrainian hearts is the clear perspective of eventual membership of Ukraine in the alliance.
The Ukrainian ambassador says he is also pleased with the Bahamas' support of his homeland.
I'm very happy that the Bahamas are among 141 countries that are really principled. It's about the international community sending a very powerful statement. There is no way to invade foreign countries. That is totally illegal.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, says the Bahamas has never signed on to the Caribbean single market economy, allowing free movement of workers because Bahamians have always opposed it. ZNS News spoke to the minister on the sidelines of the 45th Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community meeting in Trinidad recently.
On the facts, that's a different matter, but, once people oppose it, there's no point trying to impose it. The fact is, though, there are more Caribbean nationals working in the Bahamas than any other country, so, the work permit regime doesn't really resolve that because the country has, there are issues related to, for example, teachers. There's a shortage of teachers, shortage of nurses, so you need to import labor. But the Bahamian people don't support the single market economy, so we couldn't proceed with it.
His comments come as CARICOM chair, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, announced last week that CARICOM has agreed to the full movement of people across the region's borders with the aim of finalizing those plans by next March, a move Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says will not impact the Bahamas. Mitchell also addressed the Bahamas' recent reliance on Cuban nurses and foreign teachers to fill in the gap when there is a shortfall in the context of the Caribbean single market and economy.
If you work for the government now, you don't need a work permit, so, there's no issue with it. Free movement of people is something which is done for, at the moment now, as professionals and people who are in sports and culture. And you get a certificate from the country to say that you are certified as a professional, and this allows you to move into the other space without the need for a work permit. So none of that applies if you work for the government. If you are a teacher or if you are a nurse, there's no work permit needed, except of course if you're working for PHA. But that's slightly different because that's a corporation. But if you work directly for the government, there's no work permit, and there is a shortage of teachers, no question.
Meantime, logistics being worked out for CARICOM's Imminent Persons Group to head to Haiti, where they're expected to broker discussions with Haitian interest. And according to Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, should all go as planned, that trip could come as early as Wednesday. Now, the three-member EPG consists of former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Bruce Golding, and former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Dr. the Honorable Kenny Anthony. The group seeks to support a Haitian-led solution to that country's long-standing multi-dimensional crisis. Well, crossing over now to news from the police. Shock and grief mars holiday weekend celebrations for one New Providence family. Police today reporting the death of a teen girl found unresponsive in her southwestern home around 4:30 this morning. Preliminary reports shared with our news team indicate that family members discovered the 18-year-old hanging inside a closet with an electrical cord around her neck. The matter's under active investigation. It's prompted police to reiterate an appeal to any and everyone who may be struggling with unresolved issues, emotional, financial, or mental stress, feelings, or experiences he or she cannot bear, to contact the Community Counseling and Assessment Unit at 323-3293, the nearest police station, or any urban renewal center. Meantime, a senior citizen defiled. Police have, however, caught the perpetrator. According to authorities, the 82-year-old woman was asleep at her Wolf Road home around 1:30 this morning when she was awoken and assaulted by a 50-year-old man. Fast forward to 1 p.m. today, and the accused, who's said to have been in custody several times for similar offenses, was arrested in the area of Mount Tabor Estates. Still, police have renewed an appeal for family members with elderly females living alone to ensure their homes are well secured and outfitted with locks and bolts. A 22-year-old man reported missing. Police say Miguel Cyril was last seen at his Market Street home on June 29th. A bulletin lists Cyril complexion as dark-skinned, his height at 6'3", and his build slim. Should you have any information on the young man's whereabouts, do not hesitate to call the Criminal Investigation Department, and that's at 502-9991 or 2-911, or simply download the P3 Tips app. Well, Drug Enforcement Unit officers still searching for those responsible for that $10.4 million drug bust on Sunday. The drugs were found in an aircraft on the southern island of Mayaguana, packaged in 18 croaker sacks. Inside is some 520 kilos of suspected cocaine that have an estimated weight of 1,304 pounds. DU Head Chief Superintendent Roberto Goodman initially informed the media that police received information regarding a white Beechcraft aircraft traveling north into Bahamian territory. An op-ed helicopter forcing that aircraft to land on the tarmac, and those on board abandoned it, fleeing into bushes. A joint active investigation is underway between the Drug Enforcement Unit, Mayaguana Police, and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration and Coast Guard. Well, a 30-year-old man of Colbrook Street, Harbor Island, meantime spending the holiday in police custody for drug, gun, and ammunition possession. It was around 7:30 p.m. Sunday when Harbor Island police officers went to Bay Street and intercepted a man on a golf cart. The suspect was searched, the items discovered, and confiscated. Investigations continue. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Tells us who we are, but it also tells us how far we've come. When we look back on our Bahamian history, what do we see? A nation of beauty, rich culture, pride that moves forward, upward, onward, and together. For the past 50 years, this small nation has evolved into something great, and Commonwealth Bank has been there every step of the way. From us to you. Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
RBC will soon be celebrating 115 years in the Caribbean,
inspiring us to continue to look forward for better ways to support you.
So we're making changes to serve you the best we can.
And continue to listen to your needs. We want to be clear
that we will continue to strive for better.
To look forward to you being our customers, community, partners, and employees.
Working together as our parents and even our grandparents did.
A chain of islands with a common horizon.
RBC, committed and invested in the region now and into the future.
Happiest, most peaceful, most congenial of all countries in the Western Hemisphere today was how the Prime Minister, Mr. Lyndon Pinding, described it in an Eve of Independence news conference. The preacher spoke of the Bahamians as a holy nation and a peculiar people, dependent now only on God.
Happy 50th Independence, Bahamas.
And I say, boy, my island's in the sun, 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 sun. Bring it up now. And I say, boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is just but when I turn to party, this drunken, I got me with so boy, my island's in the sun. Carnival time is just because
fly free from Nassau. Visit BahamasResidence.com for details.
An invite-only Independence State reception draws an estimated 2,000 guests to the newly renovated Government House. The event culminating months of activities leading up to the country's Golden Jubilee. The highlight of the evening, the cutting of the Independence Cake by Governor General, His Excellency Sir Cornelius Smith, along with Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, Opposition Leader Michael Pintard, and their spouses. The Governor General also led a toast to the Bahamas. A few attendees expressed their pride for the Bahamas and reflected on the many contributions the country's made on its road to 50.
Good day, Bahamian. I am proud because it represents so much to me. You know, we have 700 islands and keys, some undiscovered, some never touched. So imagine the gems that we have down here, and I conclude that I am a gem of the Bahamas as well.
I'm happy to be able to make the contribution that I've made athletically and otherwise in terms of youth development, administration and sports, and all the other sectors that I've contributed to. But it's really good. I always say the Bahamas is 50 years, but it's still very young.
I think the country is in a good footing at the moment. You know, financially, economically, we begin to really do extremely well. We have pretty much overcome the impact of COVID, and there's a lot of hope.
We have 50 years down and 50 years to go. Everybody is in a state of euphoria.
Well, still on Independence, U.S. Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters chosen to receive the Order of Excellence for her long-standing friendship to the government and people of the Bahamas.
President Biden has sent his greetings directly to the Prime Minister. I want you to know that Vice President Kamala Harris and even our Secretary of State, they have all sent their greetings and their honor here to you on this celebration of independence and the 50th anniversary, which you have worked and earned and deserve to have.
Forward, upward, Onward, together is really a way of life for all Bahamians. Half a century later, the word's pivotal to how the country's transformed since becoming independent. Vivian Moultrie was an 11-year-old student at the Inagua All-Age School back in 1973 when he was chosen one of 2 winners of the National Motto competition. He still calls Inagua home and reminisced on the life-changing moment that was inspired by family and educational leaders.
I had a teacher at that time by the name of Joan Stubbs. She was definitely one of my role models. Was very instrumental in helping me to be the person that I am today. I would be remiss if I didn't speak of E.J. Bow, who was the principal at Inagua Public School at the time, who was really big on education. He was involved in the community. He was definitely ensuring that the students he principal at the time would be successes in the Bahamas. And of course, my father, who was instrumental in ensuring that we were focused, and my mother, who was the kind of person who ensured that, hey, you did your homework, you spent some time reading every day to ensure that we had the development we need to progress in life.
Now, the other national motto winner, Dr. Malvern Bow, who now resides in South Florida. In fact, she tells us how Bahamians living there showcased the country's national colors at events marking the Bahamas' 50th.
We are having the church service on the 21st after the Nassau Independence ceremonies, and that is going to be at St. Agnes Church downtown Miami. We're also having a banquet here. But prior to independence, on the 8th of July in Delray Beach, we're having a Bahamian cultural day where we're having Junkanoo, we're having food, we're having art exhibits, and other Bahamian games, etc. And I've been asked to be the guest speaker for that event at 3 o'clock in Delray Beach, Florida.
Well, Inagua residents proudly showcasing their Bahamian pride on Sunday during independence celebrations down in the South. Desmond Saunders has more.
Inagua residents near and far uniting on Independence Park to observe the country's 50th celebrations. Prayers offered for Inagua and the nation by various religious leaders and residents. Worship also setting a spiritual tone for the evening, honoring the country's deep-rooted religious traditions and values. There were also messages from the Prime Minister and the Governor General, read by the Island Administrator Herman Gilbert and Miss Independence Micaiah McIntosh.
Throughout the years, we are reflecting on the challenges we have overcome since 1973. The challenges that still lies ahead and the best path forward, so that together we can continue building a country with opportunity and security for all Bahamians.
I wish to convey my heartfelt greetings on this momentous occasion. Half a century ago, on the 10th of July, 1973, we emerged as a sovereign nation.
There were also reflections from the island's Member of Parliament, the Honorable Basil McIntosh, who spoke about the significance of the celebrations.
I encourage you, Inaguans, as Bahamians, as you revile the celebration surrounding this country's 50th independence anniversary, to take a moment to reflect on the countless individuals who have helped to build this Bahamas.
A passing the charge from Pastor Kendrick Major, who reminded residents of the country's rich cultural and social legacy and a call to renew its faith.
The kindness of God should lead one to repentance. The hand of God has been on Inagua for many years. The hand of God's grace and God's mercy have been upon Inagua many years. But as they read the scripture in Romans, God is calling us as a people. God is calling us as an island back to our first love. Because we have put God so far on the back burner, God is not pleased with the lives that we are living, and he has been so good to us here in Inagua.
At midnight, members of the uniformed branches hoisting the Bahamian flag, a defining moment that brought scores of residents to a standstill. The Independence event ending with a spectacular fireworks display here in Matthewtown, Inagua, with my cameraman, Victor Adderley, Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Well, thanks, Desmond. Also celebrating the country's 50th independence was the United Kingdom's Minister for the Americas and the Caribbean, David Rutley. At the Independence State reception, the British minister congratulated the Governor General and Prime Minister on 50 years of economic development, national growth, and democratic strength. Minister Rutley told the Prime Minister the UK would digitize its National Archive materials on independence for the people of the Bahamas. The Bahamas flag also flown above Westminster Abbey in London during a special 50th independence service. Further, Minister Rutley met BHM President Tony Myers, whose company is constructing the new Grand Bahama International Airport, funded by UK Export Finance. He learned about the local jobs the project will create and the links it will strengthen with the United Kingdom. Minister Rutley's visit follows meetings with Prime Minister Davis in London before King Charles III's coronation and in Trinidad and Tobago during CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. A grand three-day event held in Bermuda to celebrate our Golden Jubilee. 3 Bahamians living in Bermuda, 97-year-old Dr. Bert McPhee, Wilhelmina Bucky Smith, and Lenore Carey were honored. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Frederick Mitchell, was also in Bermuda for the independence activities that included an historical and cultural event hosted by Bermuda's Premier David Burt and an event featuring Tina Evans Harvey, daughter of the late Dame Louise Brown Evans, a close friend of the Right Honorable Sir Lyndon Pinling, who attended the July 10th, 1973 independence ceremony. There was also a gala ball and church service. These events helped to solidify ties that date back to 1648, when the Lutheran adventurers left Bermuda in search of religious freedom and ended up here in the Bahamas. Well, that's a look at national news. News from the North is next. Stay with us.
Years ago, a new era began. 50 years of a small country doing big things. Our faith, our people, and our values are the source of our strength. Together we share joy and survive the hardest times by leaning on each other. Now, as we confront a changing world, we need to grow stronger. That means standing up for ourselves, protecting our borders, investing in our family islands, growing more of what we eat at home, owning more of our economy, and above all, investing in our people. Lifting each other up, that's who we have always been. We know where we came from, so we know where we are going. Happy Independence, Bahamas. May God bless us all.
Are you dreaming of the perfect summer getaway? Apply for a debt consolidation or personal loan to win an airline ticket to Paris, Miami, or New York. Win up to $2,500 in cash and more. For details, call 356-7764 for Nassau, 602-6811 for Freeport, 823-4374 for Abaco.
Fidelity.
Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland. March on to glory, your bright banners waving high. See how the world marks the manner of your bearing? Pledge to excel through love and unity. Pressing onward, march together to a common, loftier goal. Steady sunward, though the weather eyed the wide and treacherous shoal. Lift up your head to the rising sun, Bahamaland, till the road you've trod lead unto your God. March on, Bahamaland.
Weston Hardware, the only complete store with everything you need, specializing in a complete line of brand name power tools and accessories, lighting, electrical, plumbing, and bathroom fixtures, household supplies, and auto cleaning products. A complete paint department specializing in Valspar paints, Minmax wood finishings, and more. Our lumber and building department is fully stocked. Ask about our studs and tracks manufactured locally to your specification. Free delivery to your location and all here at Weston Hardware. Telephone 377-0058.
Visit us at www.westonhardware.net.
Bahamas, FYP, and the Paint Center want to wish you a very happy 50th Independence. To celebrate, we've teamed up with Valspar to offer you 50% off on select paints until July 15th. So whatever your project, whatever your inspiration, the Paint Center at FYP can help get it done. Stop by today to pick your color and save 50% off on paint. 69 Wolf Road in Nassau. Some restrictions apply. See store for details.
Car insurance, home insurance, marine insurance, this insurance, that insurance. The truth is, you may not like it very much, but you need insurance, and it has to work for you. That's why Summit insurance policies are designed with you and your life in mind, fitting your lifestyle and needs perfectly. So you can rest comfortably knowing that your car, home, boat, and business are well taken care of. Contact our agents at Insurance Management today. Summit Insurance. We peak above all others.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Azure Quant, and here's what's making news in the north. Downtown Freeport coming alive as the Grand Bahama Port Authority treated Grand Bahama residents to a block party in celebration of the country's Golden Jubilee. The night was filled with live entertainment and smiles of proud Bahamians. Raven Davis has more.
A sea of aquamarine, gold, and black swarming the downtown area in Freeport as residents came out in droves for the Grand Bahama Port Authority's block party ahead of independence. The atmosphere brimming with excitement and camaraderie as electrifying performances brought the crowds to their feet.
Nassau is the Bahamas. Bimini is the gay Bahamas. Pull up, pull up! Boom!
GBPA Vice Chairman Sarah St. George saying this independence, the port saw it fitting to invite residents to join in the celebration.
So this is about our transcendence from all the challenges. It's about our ascendance to new heights. It's about the resplendence of God, and most of all, it's about our 50th anniversary of independence. Let's hear it from everyone.
While reflecting on the island's triumphs and trials over the last 50 years, GBPA President Ian Roll remarking that it's a liberating feeling for Bahamians to be able to chart a course for the nation's long-term success.
It feels so good that we have worked together through our struggles over the past few years in Freeport, and it feels so good that we as a people can make major decisions for the best of the majority in this country. Therefore, let us work together in harmony.
With the excitement lasting well into the night, residents expressing hope that this celebratory event would be a regular fixture on these occasions.
I think this is a festival that we have to do so often to just connect, give our people a place to interact with each other. And now on the road to 50, here we are.
I was born here. I'm a proud Bahamian.
Happy Independence, Bahamas!
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Happy Independence. Ooh. Happy anniversary. Happy Independence. Golden anniversary. Let's go!
Definitely looks like a good time. Thank you, Raven. Well, visitors from the United States of America joining in the country's 50th anniversary of independence. Visitors from Virginia making a stop in Grand Bahama after traveling to Bimini and Nassau during the big holiday weekend.
Probably an honor to visit at this time. It's very open. The locals were very friendly. We stopped at 3 different ports, Bimini, Nassau, and then today. And just seeing the scenery and the shops and the local and the food, the drink, it's been a very good time.
On the taxi ride, I got a little bit of history from one of the taxi cab drivers about how the Independence Day for this country is starting next week. So he was telling me about that, some of the cultures, about the flood that just happened a couple years ago. So that was pretty cool.
We had a really lively and festive taxi driver on the way over, and he was giving us a tour and history, and he shared with us about the anniversary. So congratulations, and we've enjoyed the celebration. We've been to Freeport many times, and we are glad to be here again.
Now on July 4th, the United States celebrated their independence, and the U.S. visitors say it is a great feeling to now be celebrating with the Bahamas.
I have truly felt the celebration, and you know, we celebrated 4th of July for our independence as well. So with the two celebrations, it really has been a great time to be here. And we also saw all of your, you know, everything you had out, the decorations and everything. And I was saying it's so great that you all have been 50 years. That's awesome.
Very glad we were able to come help you all celebrate your 50th anniversary. Very festive, very nice people.
Flags everywhere. We even saw them hanging them up on the hotel just a couple blocks back.
Switching gears now, police in the northern Bahamas remains hard at work over the Independence weekend with a number of incidents under active investigation. We have the details. Police on Grand Bahama are actively investigating a recent armed robbery that occurred on Saturday, July 8, 2023. Preliminary information revealed that sometime around 11 a.m., a male dressed in a black hooded jacket and black short pants entered a business establishment situated in the area of Coral Road. This male then approached the cashier, allegedly produced a firearm, and demanded cash, which she complied. Moments later, the suspect made good his escape with an undetermined amount of funds. Meanwhile, a pistol along with ammunition from an abandoned building on Sunday, July 9th, 2023 was confiscated. Preliminary reports indicate that shortly after 2 a.m., officers attached to the Rapid Response Unit acting on intelligence conducted a search of the building located in Coral Gardens, where the weapon was discovered. No arrests were made in connection with this discovery. Police investigations continue. And police also arresting a 27-year-old female of Sunset Subdivision after she was found in possession of both a quantity of suspected marijuana and cocaine. According to reports, shortly after 5 p.m. on Thursday, July 6, 2023, officers attached to the Drug Enforcement Unit acting on intelligence searched a white four-door Ford Fusion occupied by a female, where the drugs were discovered and confiscated. And on to some sad news. A 41-year-old male was found in West Grand Bahama following an alleged drowning. According to reports, police received information of a dark-skinned male clad in a black shirt, blue jeans pants with black socks was located in the waters off Government Dock, Bayshore Road, West End. Police say the male was face down, appearing to be lifeless. Once the body was pulled from the water, a doctor on the scene pronounced the male dead. While police on the island of Abaco are investigating a traffic accident that has claimed the life of a 28-year-old male of Blackwood, Abaco. The incident reportedly occurred around 9:30 p.m. on Saturday, July 8, 2023. Preliminary reports indicate that the victim was driving a white Ford Escape north along S.C. Boodle Highway in the area of Mount Hope, North Abaco, when he lost control of the vehicle, which resulted in it overturning. The victim was transported to the Marsh Harbor Clinic, where he was examined by the local doctor and pronounced dead. In news from police on Bimini, a 61-year-old American visitor of St. Augustine, Florida, is in police custody after he was arrested for possession of an illegal firearm and ammunition on Saturday, July 9, 2023. Police reports indicate that it was around noon when officers attached to the South Bimini police station received reports. The items were discovered in the visitor's luggage while he was being screened by the airport security. All investigations into those matters are ongoing. Now we have unconfirmed reports coming out of Abaco this evening. Police are investigating an apparent brawl involving a resident of that island and a group of tourists. A video of the incident is now circulating on social media, and our sources indicate that the local police are currently investigating the incident. We are waiting for an official statement from the authorities, which is expected to be released shortly. News in the North will be back after this quick break.
You asked for it,
nursery fully loaded with everything you need and extended hours Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
This hurricane tip is brought to you by GBPA and Lusco as we plan and prepare together. Ensure that portable generators are located on the outside and away from buildings during operation. Prior to use, ensure that gasoline and diesel containers are specified and designed for the storage of gasoline and diesel.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Beautiful Grand Bahama is an initiative with a holistic approach to rebuilding our communities. The new administrator for West Grand Bahama, Leonard James, boasting about the West Grand Bahama crew and their independence decorations throughout the 8 Mile Rock community.
West Grand Bahama crew. They have been coming to work as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, and I've noticed that in addition to them cleaning all of the open spaces and all of the verges, they decided to do something very creative for our 50th anniversary. And that is that they use conch shells. They were very creative. They are very artistic. And I applaud this very beautiful crew for what they would have done for us here in West Grand Bahama.
Dame sharing that Grand Bahamians and tourists can look forward to more projects from the West Grand Bahama team from 8 Mile Rock to West End.
What inspired us to do this today was the fact that we wanted something new. We wanted to show that whatever broken we could fix, and we could show that there's nothing bad about what we're doing in this. We're thankful for the government for giving us this opportunity.
Well, the coat of we had some other people doing different stuff, so the 242 came in my mind because it's a very powerful thing, so I decided to put it.
The design is celebrating our 50th anniversary. We should just do the Blue Marlin and the Pink Flamingo. And so we did that. And our team, we get together and we accomplish this.
Now what we have here, we designed it ourselves and put our own mind together instead of one person doing it at a time. So beautiful Grand Bahama, this is what we do.
Beautiful decorations. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, will return in a moment. Stay with us.
50 years ago, a new era began. 50 years of a small country doing big things. Our faith, our people, and our values are the source of our strength. Together we share joy and survive the hardest times by leaning on each other. Now, as we confront a changing world, we need to grow stronger. That means standing up for ourselves, protecting our borders, investing in our family islands, growing more of what we eat at home, owning more of our economy, and above all, investing in our people, lifting each other up. That's who we have always been. We know where we came from, so we know where we're going. Happy Independence, Bahamas. May God bless us all.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
And that's a look at our abbreviated Northern Edition tonight. I'm Azure Quant, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
From those who are up before the sun. From those who are not afraid to get their hands dirty. From those who earn it from the sweat of their brow. Through cuts and bruises, long hours in the scorching heat. We are dedicated to creating a cleaner Bahamas for all. From those who bleed these colors just like you. Standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, there's no way we can fail. Although the road was not easy, we got through it together. From every shoreline to every park swing, and we are just getting started. 50 years down, forever to go. Happy Independence, Bahamas. From the Bahamas Public Parks and Public Beaches Authority.
Vibrant heart of the Bahamas, a common loftier goal unites us all. A place where love and unity thrive, where world-class technology is accessible and affordable, connecting every generation. We believe in our heritage and the boundless potential that lies within us. We believe in Bahamians.
Coral reefs are in dire straits. They are dying at an alarming rate.
These ecosystems are under lots of threats.
There's multiple strategies for saving coral reefs, and one of the strategies is in restoration.
So we can start to revitalize the reef systems and protect the marine life in the Bahamas.
It's all about increasing environmental awareness.
Atlantis believes healthy reefs support a healthy Bahamas.
Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, and more reliable. Switch today.
I'm Corvell Pyfrom. An exciting time for our country and an exciting time for us here at BTC as we celebrate the country's Golden Jubilee of Independence. Samir Bhatti, BTC's CEO, reflects on how BTC and the country are inextricably linked.
Communications is a way for us to stay connected in the country and beyond. I think communications is a big part of our GDP growth to date and will continue to drive that GDP. The journey we've been on this year at BTC, hitting our performance marks and driving fiber, is so exciting. That is the symbol of innovation to me, is how we're doing with fiber, and I thank our entire employee base for that. You know, what's interesting is that everybody in this country seems to have some relation to BTC, right? And people in this country care deeply about BTC, and so do our employees. But I'd definitely say the secret is hard work, because there isn't often a recipe, but when you work hard, that shows up as your greatest talent. It's hard to beat. We're creating the best network through fiber for us, for our children, for our children's children, to innovate, drive this nation forward, build this nation even greater. So I do think that communication and the growth of this nation are inextricably linked. Happy 50th Independence Day, Bahamas.
We echo Samir's sentiments and wish you all a happy 50th year of independence. Faster, stronger, more reliable, together, unstoppable. I'm Corvell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Fiber is here. Sign up today at btcbahamas.com.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
More than 250 people recognized in this year's national awards. Chair of the National Advisory Committee refines the list of honorees nominated by the public. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Frederick Mitchell, congratulated the honorees.
In particular this year, I'm really pleased that we were able to honor Dame Doris Johnson. There are, of course, national heroes already chosen in that order. Amongst them, Sir Lyndon Pinling, Sir Cecil Wallace Whitfield, Sir Milo Butler, Sir Randall Fox, Sir Roland Simonet. But the lacuna in our view was that there's no woman, and obviously nothing could have succeeded in this country without female leadership. And so an obvious candidate was Dame Doris Johnson, and I'm happy that she's now joined the ranks of national heroes of the country. And it's only fitting and appropriate for us to say thank you for her life's work and sacrifice that she made.
The announcement is made every year on Independence Day, July 10th. However, the awards are conferred on the second Monday in October on National Heroes Day. Minister Mitchell says it's important people are recognized for their service to the nation.
Right now, we've lost one of the members of the order in Dr. Gail Saunders, who was honored last year with the honor of Order of the Bahamas, which entitles you for life to be called Right Honorable. In particular, I remember Captain Fernley Palmer, who received an order as well for his life's work with the Boys Brigade. I was really pleased to meet him a couple of weeks ago as he was handing over after 65 years at the Boys Brigade, and the leadership which he's exercised.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. So just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us, there's more after the break.
Coral reefs are the backbone of the Bahamas. They're the life source of our fisheries, our tourism economy, and our culture. A deadly and relentless flesh-eating disease is killing our corals and threatening our very way of life. It's called stony coral tissue loss disease, or SCTLD for short. In an era marked by climate change and extreme weather, coral reefs are our first line of defense. The Perry Institute for Marine Science is leading the fight against SCTLD in the Bahamas. They have divers in the water all the time, studying the disease and treating corals as fast as they can to slow its spread. Use your voice, spread the word, and share this video. Let's save our corals together.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Just when Leo was about to buy this useless pair of Hands underwear, he remembered that it was Tuesday. Hungry for deals? You better come satisfy it at KFC before doing something crazy. Crazy Tuesdays! 5 juicy, mouth-watering pieces of world-famous KFC chicken, handmade with a secret blend of 11 herbs and spices for only $10. Crazy Tuesdays! A finger-licking good deal.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, That's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
The 6th edition of the Bahamas Games are on the way. July 7th through the 15th. Get ready for inter-island sporting competition in the spirit of unity and camaraderie. Which island is gonna win? Our nation, our talent, our games. And look out for the B Games crew coming to your island soon. For more information, call 809-1242 or visit thebahamasgames.org.
The Rotary Club of Nassau recently hosting its annual awards at the Paul Farquharson Center, honoring a number of people for significant contributions to the community. Lloyd Allen reports.
The event held on the grounds of police headquarters, highlighting several persons for their commitment to the tenets of Rotary, which promotes service to others and integrity. Police Commissioner Clayton Fernando and State Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, the Honorable Lisa Ramming, receiving the Paul Harris Fellow recognition. The group also inducting its newest president, Darren Bain.
Rotary is an organization that focuses on community development and assisting the community. So it's a real privilege of mine to be able to have been elected as the president. We look forward to working with the community. We look forward to working in the community. The theme we have chosen for this year is together. A very simple word, but a very important word that demonstrates that nothing can be done without the involvement of the community. So that's going to be our focus for this year.
Keno McCartney also nabbing one of the most coveted awards, Rotarian of the Year.
3.5, 4 years ago, I decided to be a part of the Rotary Club of Nassau, really to make a change in our community, to serve, service above self. And it was an honor to serve our community because of what this organization represents, and also because of my faith. My faith speaks to serving others above yourself.
An inspiring speech from guest speaker Dr. Shanique Carmichael, encouraging Rotarians to make a difference in their communities.
Trust that whatever it is that God has given you, that He's given it not only for you, but for you to be able to make a difference in someone else's life. Trust God. It starts with sowing a seed. You sow a seed, that seed will grow. If you take that seed that God has given you and you hide it, it's not going to do anything other than rot. But if you sow that seed and trust that when that seed is in the ground, no matter how small it is, you sow and God gives the increase.
An end to a great year for Rotarians with plans to make an even bigger impact moving forward. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Ready or not, a team from the Bahamas Red Cross will be on the ground to render any assistance whenever a natural disaster strikes. But Director General Lisa Pinder says she would like to see the Red Cross in a better position financially.
We would generally have to pull from a disaster account where we generally hold a set amount of funds. And then when we would have immediately responded, we would get reimbursement maybe weeks and months or however much later. So for us, preparedness means that we need to be able to respond immediately, and we'll have other agencies such as USAID, such as International Federation of Red Cross, that will reimburse us.
A check on weather is up next.
Farmer, the Ministry of Agriculture wants to honor you with a fancy trophy and cash prize. Just show us what you produce. No, you have to grow it yourself. You can't just grab something out your freezer. The good news is it's open to schools, community groups, young farmers, established farmers, goat, chicken, pig, once you do the farming. To find out more, go to adiobahamas.org. The Agrarian Awards, September 16th.
Worried about losing your furniture to costly termite damage? You need Rentokil Initials Drop and Go Furniture Fumigation, the only service like it in the Bahamas. Simply drop your furniture at a fumigation container located at 5th Terrace, Centerville, and collect your termite-free piece within days. Sealed with our termite-free guarantee. Fast, convenient, affordable. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Comfort
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi everyone, when heading to Florida to shop for your essentials, book your transportation with GoGoFlorida.com. The $100 cash deposit is back and accepted at Fort Lauderdale, Miami, or Palm Beach. Now there are lots of options to choose from, but I like the Tesla X, the electric vehicle, because I don't have to worry about gassing up, or the Jeep Compass seating 5 with lots of space for your luggage or shopping bags. So for the best deals, book now at GoGoFlorida.com.